Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. I really need to work on my American accent. But hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today I wanted to make a video talking about 5 life lessons that I've learned in my 20-something years of being on this planet. I don't know if any of you guys have had these moments where you just sit down and analyze your life and everything that's gone on and the mistakes that you've made and if they've aided in your personal growth journey. Well, with my birthday swiftly approaching, I don't know, these past few weeks I've been re-examining my life and all the trials and tribulations it took for me to secure the current position that I'm in. Now, bear in mind, I am young. I won't have as much knowledge as probably somebody in their 30s or their 40s or so on, so please take what I say with a grain of salt. These are honestly just some harsh truths that I've learnt the hard way, and now making a video describing them, and who knows, maybe this could help someone who isn't able to talk to anyone about this type of stuff, and it could provide them with the knowledge/wisdom that they're unable to obtain anywhere else. I don't know. Now, with no further ado, here are a list of 5 life lessons that I've learnt over the years. Number 1. Not everybody wants to see you win, and it typically tends to be those close to you. In life, you will more than likely encounter people that don't have your best interests at heart, otherwise known as haters. I feel like it's a common reality that not everybody in your inner circle is championing your success, and honestly, this sentiment could stem from various factors, like jealousy being the most common reason, competition, or insecurity. I don't know. I guess seeing someone else succeeding can trigger negative emotions in an individual who's struggling with their own self-worth. Of course, I've been there myself where life isn't going according to plan, and it makes matters worse when everybody else around you is achieving their goals. It can make you feel like a failure or that the universe has an agenda against you. However, it becomes an issue when you use that as an excuse to feel hate towards that person or attempting to sabotage everything that that person has been working towards, and this can be in the form of undermining your efforts in an attempt to throw you off, spreading rumors, recruiting outsiders to defame your character, or just generally working against your success. Friendship groups, for instance, can create that sense of competition, rivalry, and vitriol. Well, if you're friends with toxic individuals. Unbeknownst to you, someone you consider a friend may have a desire to outperform you because they view your success as a threat to their own goals. I mean, of course, this doesn't now mean that you shouldn't make friends or seek companionship. Just be mindful, and if you notice any recurring patterns that could indicate that this person is secretly envious of you, woof, ciao. Number 2. You attract what you are. This is a painful truth for most of us to accept. The very idea that the toxic people who have entered into your life to wreak havoc may be a reflection of you. And not necessarily because you're like that person, but because of what you're accepting. Of course, this excludes cases of sexual abuse, rape, or those who have had horrible crimes committed against them. For those of you who want to be difficult and put words in my mouth and accuse me of victim blaming. But going back to the original point that I made earlier, it might not be that you're a horrible person, but you might want to re-examine what about you is attracting the very people that you find toxic. Aside from the birds of the same feather analogy, for instance, if you find that you attract people that discard you, or are emotionally unavailable, that might reflect the treatment that you subconsciously feel like you deserve. I myself have definitely been in situations where I've had things done to me, and whilst it might be easy to point the finger, I had to take a look at myself and ask, what is it about me that allows for people to think that they can treat me the way that they do? I have definitely been in situations where there were signs that led up to the disrespect that I kept dismissing because I'm sure they didn't mean it, or maybe I'm just too sensitive, but they possess these other nice qualities. I kept ignoring the signs to the point where things subsequently blew up in my face, and unfortunately I have nobody to blame for that but myself. For those of you watching, if you can think back to a time where someone has crossed you in the worst possible way, I can almost guarantee you that there were red flags leading up to that point. And of course, in response, depending on how serious the relationship was, you overlooked those red flags. At the same time, I'm sitting here telling you guys this, but this is definitely something that I need to work on implementing in my own life. It takes a while to adopt a habit. It's not something that happens overnight. It's something that I need to work on, and that's okay. Again, it's not about victim blaming, just self-awareness, and ensuring that any relationships that we build in the future are beneficial, not just for you, but for both parties. Number 3. Pay attention to how somebody handles conflict. My mum has always told me that before you get into a relationship with anyone, regardless of the nature of the relationship, whether it might be a romantic one, a platonic one, a business one, a friendship one, always pay attention to how they handled heated situations. How someone deals with conflict says a lot about their character, the level of maturity that they possess, and it can also be a good prediction of the future, which I'll get back to that point because I feel like it's a very important one. Those who don't have the ability to manage conflict effectively often lack self-awareness and empathy. Moreover, observing how somebody speaks to you in a conflict can provide insight into how much they respect you. Do they listen actively, express themselves clearly, and do they show respect to your opinion? Or do they become defensive or aggressive? I saw a clip on Instagram of a woman who said, pay attention to the hurtful things that people say to you in the midst of an argument, because 1, they meant it, and 2, they've been dying to tell you that, which I agree with. It's not so much what they say, it's honestly how you say it. Again, this is where their communication style comes into it. Are they able to convey their emotions without being disrespectful, shouting at you, calling you out of your name? And going back to the point that I made earlier of it being a good prediction of the future, how a person handles disagreements can be indicative of how that person will treat you in the future. This is why when I have an issue, I try my absolute best to make sure that I communicate in a cohesive manner if I really respect that person, because I just want to avoid things from escalating, and because I want to uphold levels of respect to that individual in ways that I would like them to reciprocate to me. If they consistently display immature, toxic, and destructive behaviors during conflict, it's likely that things will only get worse from there. And if they exhibit negative behaviors during an argument, then this may be a warning sign for potential issues in the future. For example, abuse. Many abuse victims can recall being attacked verbally by their abusers long before things got physical, specifically during arguments. So please pay attention to how someone handles conflict. Number 4. Move in motherfudging silence. Oh my gosh. Now this is something I struggle with because I'm an oversharer. Well, what I don't mind you knowing, I'll tell you. And if I do mind, then of course I'll withhold that information. I don't know, it's just the excitement of being able to tell people. But going back to what I said earlier, not everybody wants to see you win. That's why you shouldn't tell people things until after you achieved them. I am trying to master this tip, but it can be hard sometimes. I like talking. A lot. And sometimes I get ahead of myself. But again, I feel like in recent years I've gotten better. Recently at my gym, people have noticed that I was leaving early, and I told myself that I wouldn't tell them the reason why until after things fell into place. Luckily, thank God, things worked out in my favor. But it was hard. But imagine if things didn't work out in my favor. Moving in silence can be beneficial for various reasons. It allows you to focus on your goals without external distractions throwing you off your journey. By keeping your plans private, you can avoid any unnecessary hate, opinions, or interference from people who claim that it's coming from a place of concern, which it can be sometimes. However, unknowingly, they could be giving you advice that can be destructive. Again, like I stated before, it can help you avoid negativity from those who are preying on your downfall, and it can prevent anything that could potentially jinx or sabotage your plans before they come into fruition. Now, of course, if you have that one person you can trust, then that's fine. Just don't go around broadcasting your business on the news. Of course, I don't want it to come across as though I'm telling you to suffer in silence. If you need to talk to somebody about your struggles that you're going through, then talk to a trusted person. And notice that I said trusted and not loved, because those are two different things. You can love somebody, but they are not to be trusted. But yes, I'm not suggesting that you suffer in silence. Of course, if you feel like you're going through something or your life may be in danger, then keep those trusted informed for your safety. But that aside, moving in silence avoids criticism and just overall negative energy from those who may hinder your progress. Number 5. Age does not equal maturity. Now, I feel like this is self-explanatory. Whilst yes, to a certain extent, age can bring about life experiences and certain levels of wisdom, age alone does not equate to maturity. The level of maturity one possesses is a complex thing that can be influenced by many things, and it just shouldn't be limited to age alone. In recent years, I have met people who are however many years my senior but possess the same maturity levels as an adolescent, which is a shame when you think about it. To me, maturity means emotional intelligence, self-awareness, the ability to make wise decisions, and being able to understand personal responsibility. And when I say that, what that means to me is an individual who can accept personal responsibility for one's actions and how their life turns out. Because if you're able to do that, then you develop a greater sense of control over your life. Of course, these qualities don't equate to age, but a person's upbringing, their lived experiences, again, factors such as premature exposure to certain things can influence someone to mature quicker than they otherwise would. For example, facing adversities. These can all contribute to the development of maturity. But we also have to be careful that we don't adultify children, because growing up, being told that you are mature for your age has always been seen as a compliment. But now that I'm older, telling a child that they're more mature for their age is slightly problematic. Why? Because let children be children. Labeling a child as mature for their age places pressure on that child to live up to that. Moreover, children who are praised for being mature for their age miss out on a vital aspect of their childhood. I would know because I was told that I was mature from the age of 11. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for listening. I know this video is different from the content that I usually post on here, but I just wanted to make a video about this because there might be somebody out there that lacks somebody with authority in their life that can inform them on this type of stuff. Let me know in the comment section down below if there are any other life lessons that I've missed out on, because I'm sure that there are good ones that I didn't mention, but unfortunately, I can't name all of them. Anyway, guys, thank you for listening. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Bye! Oh, and comment down below if I did a very good American accent at the beginning, because I am trying.